everybody. How are you going? Alright, let's get going. We're up to, in the text of A Course in Miracles, Chapter 2, The Separation and the Atonement, Part 2, which is called The Atonement as Defense. So, we'll probably just read one page of that, in case it's a little bit dense. Okay. The Atonement as Defense. You can do anything I ask. I have asked you to perform miracles, and have made it clear that miracles are natural, corrective, healing, and universal. There is nothing they cannot do, but they cannot be performed in the spirit of doubt or fear. When you are afraid of anything, you are acknowledging its power to hurt you. Remember that where your heart is, there is your treasure too. There is your treasure also. Sometimes I just read whatever I want, but it doesn't matter what the word says. You believe in what you value. If you are afraid, you are valuing wrongly. Your understanding will then inevitably value wrongly, and by endowing all thoughts with equal power, will inevitably destroy peace. That is why the Bible speaks of the peace of God which passeth understanding. This peace is totally incapable of being shaken by errors of any kind. It denies the ability of anything not of God to affect you. This is the proper use of denial. It is not used to hide anything, but to correct error. It brings all error into the light, and since error and darkness are the same, it corrects error automatically. True denial is a powerful protective device. You can and should deny any belief that error can hurt you. This kind of denial is not a concealment, but a correction. Your right mind depends on it. Denial of error is a strong defense of truth, but denial of truth results in miscreation, the projections of the ego. In the service of the right mind, the denial of errors frees the mind and re-establishes the freedom of the will. When the will is really free, it cannot miscreate, because it recognizes only truth. And you can defend truth as well as error. The means are easier to understand after the value of the goal is firmly established. It is a question of what it is for. Everyone defends his treasure and will do so automatically. The real questions are, what do you treasure, and how much do you treasure it? Once you have learned to consider these questions and to bring them into all your actions, you will have little difficulty in clarifying the means. The means are available whenever you ask. You can, however, save time if you do not protract this step unduly. The correct focus will shorten it immeasurably. The atonement is the only defense that cannot be used destructively, because it is not a device you made. The atonement principle was in effect long before the atonement began. The principle was love, and the atonement was an act of love. I'll leave it there for tonight, or for today. Let's move to our lesson for the day, lesson number 18 for those moving ahead. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. The idea for today is another step in learning that the thoughts which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. It also emphasizes the idea that minds are joined, which will be given increasing stress later on. Today's idea does not refer to what you see as much as to how you see it. Therefore, the exercises for today emphasize this aspect of your perception. The 3 or 4 practice periods which are recommended should be done as follows. Look about you, selecting subjects for the application of the idea for today as randomly as possible, and keeping your eyes on each one long enough to say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see glasses cases. Conclude each practice period by repeating the more general statement. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. All right. And our Jesus commentary for lesson 18. I am not alone in the effects of my seeing for lesson 18. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. We are pleased you are here with us again today. We want you to understand the power of collective thought, collective consciousness. You are all joining and doing the same thing, feeling the same confusions at times. That is okay. These lessons are not meant to be understood by your ego mind. Here we have a perfect demonstration of minds being connected, and that is what we seek for you to realize in this lesson. You have been taught that you are completely separate. The poo-pooing or ridiculing of psychic phenomena is one of the strategies your society uses to keep you apart from each other and keep you from realizing you are all connected to divine mind and each other. Many of you felt ridicule from others when you have had some kind of psychic phenomenon or feeling of premonition. Really, all you experienced there was a connection of minds. Somebody thought about you, and you picked up on that. Most of you have experienced being with a close friend or partner whom, when you're just about to say something, says it first. You think, oh, that's so unusual. We thought about the same thing. But that goes on all the time. Because you keep secrets and are so well defended in your society, none of you really get to experience that until you are in an intimate relationship with somebody in which you reveal these things to each other. This is an important part of understanding why it's so valuable to train your mind. Your mind connects to all others and affects everything. This idea of idle thoughts is no longer true in this training program. We are saying your thoughts are very important. It is a gift to you and everyone else around you on the planet, to maintain a loving frequency within that consciousness you think of as yourself. Do this lesson willingly. Do this lesson enthusiastically, and know you do a very great service to humanity by practicing these lessons together with us each day. You are now part of a great group that does this each day. Know that changes are happening not only in you, but also in the collective mind. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. Namaste, blessed ones. See you then.